Hey guys, it's Paul here, and yes, I have a live box here again. This time I'm doing little guide and tip to proposing. Now, basically, I've seen some people online doing poses in here, and quite frankly, they're they're really getting there, but they're slowly going out just to get a pose here and there. So I decided to make this guide to show you how to pose. Not really exactly how, but just a general guideline just to show you, just to get an idea how you guys want to pose your Gunpla. So okay. For the test of today, we're going to use the High Double Sky. This thing is amazing. After the review, you guys can take a look at it if you want. And okay, now when it comes to posing, there are many ways you can do it. You can be like a standing pose, like the regular standing pose. It can be like an attacking pose. It can be like a charging pose. It can be a defending pose. Like there are many ways you can pose a Gunpla. Now, keep in mind that there's no perfect pose you can think of. Like, there's no pose that's the most perfect out of it. It takes a lot of practice to get your posing to be more dynamic and like standing out rather than just being like a normal, you know what I mean. Like it takes practice just to get the right pose, get used to the posing in your own side. In fact, there is no like fixed way of how you want to pose because everyone has their different style of posing. So you can do like a ground pose, you can do an aerial pose. Like there are many ways. Okay, so basically, alright, let's start this off. In terms of posing, I will divide this into two categories. One, which is ground poses, and two, which is aerial poses. And what do I mean by that? Ground poses are basically, the gun poses on the ground, and then it can be standing there, it can be attacking, it can be charging, like on the ground. It's basically on the ground without the need of a stand. Whereas for aerial poses, you do require a stand for you to actually make these poses, like flying, shooting in the air, and charging, whatever, like in many ways. So let's start with the most basic one, the standing pose. I already got it prepared, so that's the most basic pose. You can always think of, like any Gunpla model can be able to do this. So what I'll do is like, okay, there is a guide I saw online, which is basically a guide of how to do a normal standing pose. So basically, okay, this is the basic one. I'll show you what I mean. There's no like fixed way to actually do this. So what I'll do is, okay, make sure the legs are apart, like upside down V shape, like that, and then make sure the arms are bent slightly. There you go, something like that. The head is down somewhat like that. And if you want, you can also face it like that. That works fine. But most of the time, if you're doing like a standing pose, it'd be like that. And make sure the shoulders are upright. Oops, hang on, I'll take that off for now. The shoulders are upright. I mean, frankly, you can't see the shoulder, but it would be good if you try adjusting it. It takes time, like, and most importantly, like everything's straight up. Like everything is in like, okay. Sometimes when you pose, it may be a little bit tricky because you have to get everything. It's like OCD. Like you always want to get it correctly until you find the sweet spot of how you want to pose it. You get something like this. That's a regular standing pose. Now that's the most generic pose you can think of, and yeah, quite frankly, if you know how to do it properly, it stands out a lot. Now, okay, let's think about other ground poses. Now, let's say if I want to do an attacking pose, how would it look like? Okay, there are many ways you can do it. First of all, you can either think it off the top of your head, like how do you want to pose it. For me, in my case, I would use my thoughts to think through how I want to pose my Gunpla. But in the case I can't really think of actually good pose to pose my Gunpla, I can always refer to resources such as online, like some pictures of some other Gunpla I've seen, or even some pictures of like poses I saw. I can go Google images and like find any pose. Just type down the pose you want, like flying pose, shooting pose, or any pose. You can refer to any resource. It doesn't just have to be like a mechanical mecha way. You can think out of the box for instance, because I've seen people think out of the box, and instead of using like a normal generic mecha pose, they do something fun or interesting for them to look. Or if you can't think of another pose, the best thing you can do is to refer to the box art or like the poses shown in the manual. That's another way. you don't have to be so how I say it. You don't have to be so picture perfect to the point that you want to make a post unique and original. It doesn't have to be that, because sometimes, at least something for me and my friends who are posting, they can't really think of a good post title for the box size. So it's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be like just a post you think on top of your head. So okay, let's say I want to do a shooting pose. So I'm thinking, okay, how I think about it, how I'm thinking is like, I try to think of a pose that I feel that looks good on it. Like I try to, okay, it sounds a bit weird, but usually what I'll do is I'll recreate the pose with my own self. Like it can be a ground pose, it can be an aerial pose, it can be different ways. So I want my double sky to shoot. Okay, let's imagine the double sky is like getting ready to shoot, like a dynamic stance. So what I'll do is something like that, and get the arm out, stop on the hand. Yep, something like that. It's a bit still right. Okay, just like that. Like you don't have to really like think too hard. Like if you really can't think of a post, just you can always refer to you can go online or just refer to the box site. There's no rule saying you have to think of a unique pose to the top of your head. Okay, now let's go on to an aerial pose. Okay, actually before that, yeah, an aerial pose. Let's go for that. So I'll stop here and I will get back in a bit. Now for aerial poses, you do need a stand for this. Like, okay, I got my diver gear here ready just to get my pose, just to get the pose I want to get out of the setting. So into the aerial poses, again, you think of how the Gundam wants. What's the mobile suit doing? Is it attacking? Is it defending itself? Is it a counterattack? There's many ways. Like, just think of yourself. What is the Gundam doing? Like, what do you want the Gundam to do? Like, is like, try to imagine it in anime. Like, what if a mobile suit counters something, or if a mobile suit does something? What will it do? So, okay, I've got my diver gear, and let's say I want to do the classic eel strike pose, basically. Yeah, again, the same thing, but it's basically the same thing as the ground pose, except I'm doing it on the air. So let's get it in there. Okay, let's just oh dear. Okay, let's get it right first. And if I could get in there, yeah, there you have it, just like that. I don't have to think too hard. Just think of a pose, and you're good to go. Oops. Yep, something like that, basically. Just a little bit. There we go. Something like that. Oh, just one more thing. There. That's better. And yeah, basically, you can just think of any pose. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be just. Sorry, can you hear it? It doesn't have to be just like this kind of pose. You can do it anyway. Let's say I want to. Okay, this is one pose I want to think of. So what I'm gonna refer to is like an image I will show in the video right now, and then I will recreate it with the double sky. So I'll be back in a bit. And there you have it. Not the closest, but so far the closest I can really get to it. But let's see. I mean, sometimes when you pose a Gunpla, there are some limitations when it comes to Gunpla, like especially in articulation, the mobility, and like the amount of accessories you get on this kit. So you have to consider the fact that not all Gunpla is perfect. Some Gunpla has very limited articulation, some Gunpla has very limited accessories, but if you manage to make the most out of that kit, then yes, it will look better. But yeah, I gotta say, all you can say is for as of now, if you really want to get a good pose out of it, just keep practicing. Doesn't have to be like very the best of everyone. You have to do it slowly, and slowly as you go on, it gets better and better. In fact, I saw a couple of your friends online which was amazing. It's not best of mine, but I figured, you know, it's good to know that he's doing there quite well. So, you know, it takes a bit of practice. So you have to wait and, you know, keep playing around with it until you got your own style, and people start liking your own, you know, your own style of posing. So yeah, there's many ways you can do posing. There's a lot of things you can do. So then I can honestly, and to turn this off, I'm gonna say that there's no limits in posing. There is no perfect poses you can do. It takes practice, and once you get a hang of it, you will be able to do it easily. Like something like me, right here. I wasn't good at posing at first, but after a while, I was playing around with my kids. I finally found my own style, and yeah, that's how I do it. So yeah, so guys, thanks for watching this little guide and tutorial, I guess, and see you in more videos. Peace out.